Alright guys, so welcome to another quick review, and it's going to be a quick review of a PlayStation 4 game that I completed recently, and it is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor for the PlayStation 4. This is the back. So yeah guys, Shadow of Mordor, I completed this in 4 days, so yeah, not actually that long. I think if you went for like the main missions, I think there's like 20 main missions. If you went for the main mission, I don't think the game would be too much longer than maybe 8 or 9 hours. You know, but I got really distracted with the side stuff. You know, there's so much, side stuff to do. And I actually really like the side stuff. You know, like rescuing hostages and like collecting artifacts and basically like taking out captains and that. I thought it was really enjoyable. You know, I mean, I've seen like gameplay of this on YouTube and I thought it looked like, quite a good game. But to be honest guys, I was kind of doubting, if it was the kind of game that I could get into. But yeah, I couldn't put this down guys. I thought this game was just absolutely fantastic. I could play it, 3 or 4 hours at a time, without, getting bored. I just thought it was a really great game. First of all guys, I've got to say how the game looks. The game looks absolutely brilliant, on current gen or PC. This looks absolutely brilliant. Like the weather, like the rain, water effects, this look absolutely fantastic. The whole world as a whole, it just looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, very good looking game. And the gameplay is, as well guys, the gameplay is absolutely fantastic, Before I put too much time into the game, I actually looked at an IGN review. I played this maybe an hour and a half. And to be honest guys, I wasn't really, I wasn't too into it. I think I was just kind of like getting used to the controls, getting used to the way the game worked. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it, the first hour or so, but I just didn't think I was going to get into it too much. I looked at an IGN review, see what IGN were saying, and they gave it a 9.3, and I was like, aye, alright, can do. But now I see why. I'd probably give it at least a 9. I thought this game was just absolutely fantastic, guys. I'd probably say, as far as enjoyability goes, it's probably my second favourite game on the PS4. I really loved this. I thought this game was just a huge surprise to me. The combat in this game, in my opinion, does take a little bit of getting used to, maybe an hour or two, just to figure it out, figure out the way it works. But once you get used to it, guys, I do think the combat is pretty, it's pretty straightforward. And like I said, it's really enjoyable, it's the main thing. The game's really enjoyable, the combat is really enjoyable. It makes me want to, fight everything, rather than just run away from it or avoid it. I like to try and fight as many things as I can because the combat was so fun. Slashing people with your sword, and you could like brand your enemies, so like you basically, mind control them, mind slave them, and so you can build up your little, orc army. It was quite cool. I do think that feature would have been better, quite early in the game. You don't get that until, quite late in the game. And for me, like, building, like, slaving everybody, mind slaving everybody, I think it's a really cool feature, and it does, obviously even the odds. Because when you're on your own, you can get overwhelmed because there's so many bloody enemies. For me, I did notice that quite a lot. Too many enemies to basically handle. And of course, there's a few fights I had to run away from and try and like regroup and, go in again all stealthy to try and, even the odds. Because some fights are really tough, I thought. You can handle the missions and combat and that in different ways. You can like just go in, I was going to say all guns blazing, but it's not really any guns. Apart from your bow guns, that count? Yeah. Basically just go all out, kill everybody, or you can like, stealth attack them, sneak up and, take them out individually to try and like even the odds. And for most part, that's probably the best idea. Because like I say, there's so many bloody enemies at some, at some stages. The enemies just seem to respawn in some areas, which is kind of bloody irritating. So stealth is quite often the best option. There's this feature in the game that I absolutely love. I don't think I've ever experienced it in any other games before, that I've played. And that is basically, if a single orc kills you, the orc that does like get the final blow on you, they get promoted to being, a captain. So they like move up in the ranks to get more powerful, get like, different armor and stuff. They get promoted, become stronger, and you will want to try and, get revenge on them. And you have a chance of meeting them again at some point. Which in my opinion, the whole captain system and stuff, I just absolutely love, guys. I think it's a great idea. you know, so you can like seek revenge on the guys that kill you, to stop them, you know, getting stronger and stronger as they go up the ranks. And, you know, they end up, you know, the orcs end up fighting each other off screen and that, to basically, you know, try and go up in power. For me, guys, a great feature, because they all have, you know, their own characteristics, they've all got their own names, you know, and they've all got their strengths, weaknesses and that. You've got to like try and, you know, scout out some intel to find out their strengths and weaknesses, so basically you can find the best method of taking them down. It's just a great feature, guys. It's a really, really good feature, and that is probably one of the main things for me that stood out in the game. I just thought it was really good, you know, hunting down these captains and killing them, getting revenge for them taking you out earlier. It's just great, guys, you know, it's a great feature, and I absolutely love it. There's other enemies in the game as well. It's not just like orcs. There are like these like lion things that I think they're called caragors, and there's these like big, you know, troll guys. I don't actually remember their names, but the big troll guys that take blooming tons of hits, and they kill you so quickly. So that's really all the, you know, the enemies in the game. I think that's all I can really say about Shadow of Mordor. The positives. There's a few negatives I'll mention. First one is the story. There's not much story. You know, for me it was quite, you know, uninteresting. It had potential to be good, like the character models were good, voice acting was good, but I just didn't think the story was that, you know, interesting. And to be honest, guys, it just really couldn't, you know, capture my attention. You know, I just didn't think it was that interesting at all. A bit confusing, the ending was a bit, you know, weird. The last, like, 2 missions I thought weren't that great. In my opinion, they could have done, like, the final boss, and they could have done it, you know, so much better. In my opinion. Like I say, the ending wasn't that good. Probably going to make a second game somewhere down the line, which I'm all for, because I just absolutely love this game, and I would like to see a second game. And the other negative, and the final negative I can think of, is basically near the end of the game you had to basically like brand all the war chiefs, like, you know, slave them, take control of them, so basically they were on your side. For me that was kind of annoying, because to get the war chief to even come out, you had to like do certain things like kill like 20 enemies without being spotted or something like that. And for me that was blooming annoying, you know, trying to kill 20 enemies without being spotted. It was quite difficult. It took me quite a few attempts to do that, because I'm not the greatest at stealth. So I do think they could have done without that. It was a bit annoying, and the war chiefs themselves were bloody tough, you know. Obviously once you get the hang of them, you know, get the hang of their strengths and weaknesses, it's, you know, it does become a little bit easier. But still, it was quite annoying. I didn't really like that part. It was quite irritating. But anyway, guys, that is my quick review of Shadow of Mordor, guys. I would recommend. I think it's an absolutely fantastic game, and a pleasant surprise for me. I loved it, you know, a lot more than I thought I would. I still expected to enjoy it, but I didn't just enjoy it. I absolutely loved it. I thought the game was just absolutely tremendous. So I would recommend it, guys. I think there's a Game of the Year edition coming out soon on the Xbox One, PS4 is a Game of the Year edition, so that'll have like all the DLCs on it, so if you want, I'd probably wait and get that. But anyway, guys, unless you're not bothered about DLC. But anyway, guys, yeah, let me know if you've played the game, let me know what you think of it, and I will catch you all in the next video. See you guys, thanks for watching.